All right, let me ask you a question. How many of you have faced challenges in your life, big or small? How many of you at some point have felt like throwing in the towel? Like giving up would be the easiest choice? Well, here's the truth: winners don't quit. Ultimately, persistence is the force that allows us to rise above the inevitable struggles and setbacks of life. It ensures that we don't give up when things get tough, and it helps us find a way through the obstacles that stand in our way. Through persistence, we discover our inner strength, our resilience, and our capacity to succeed despite the challenges we face. The journey may be long and the obstacles may seem insurmountable at times, but with persistence, there is no limit to what we can achieve. It is this steady, unwavering commitment that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. The role of persistence is particularly evident when it comes to personal goals. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a career change, or building a business, the road to success is filled with obstacles. There will be times when the results seem far off or when the effort feels disproportionate to the rewards. It is in these moments that persistence is needed most. The commitment to keep working, even when the results are not immediately visible, is what ultimately leads to growth and achievement. It is persistence that carries us through the moments of doubt, allowing us to push forward even when our minds tell us to stop. What makes persistence so powerful is that it builds resilience. The more we face challenges and continue to push through them, the stronger we become. Over time, persistence develops a mental fortitude that allows us to handle more significant obstacles with grace and confidence. We learn that setbacks are not signs of failure, but opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve. Each time we persist, we build our capacity for future challenges, and this cycle of growth continues, making us more capable of overcoming even greater obstacles. While persistence is a crucial quality for overcoming obstacles, it's important to understand that it's not about mindlessly pushing through without reflection. Persistence doesn't mean stubbornly holding on to a goal that no longer serves us or failing to reassess our approach when necessary. Instead, persistence is about continuing to move forward while remaining open to adaptation and growth. It's about recognizing that there may be different paths to success and being willing to adjust our strategy when needed, while still maintaining the determination to keep going. One of the most challenging aspects of persistence is learning to manage the emotional and psychological toll of setbacks. There will be times when it feels as though we're stuck in a cycle of failure, or that the effort is not worth the outcome. During these times, persistence requires mental strength and emotional resilience. It's about learning to stay focused on the bigger picture, recognizing that failure is not final, and understanding that setbacks are part of the process. Each setback provides valuable lessons that contribute to eventual success. Those who persist learn to embrace these lessons and use them to refine their approach. Persistence is also about patience. In a world that often values instant gratification, the idea of waiting for success can feel foreign. However, true success rarely comes overnight. It is the result of sustained effort over time. Whether it's the slow and steady growth of a business or the gradual improvement of personal skills, success requires patience. The ability to trust the process, even when immediate results aren't visible, is a key component of persistence. It's the ability to keep putting in the work day after day while knowing that the rewards will eventually come, even if they take longer than expected. Ultimately, persistence is the force that allows us to rise above the inevitable struggles and setbacks of life. It ensures that we don't give up when things get tough, and it helps us find a way through the obstacles that stand in our way. Through persistence, we discover our inner strength, our resilience, and our capacity to succeed despite the challenges we face. The journey may be long and the obstacles may seem insurmountable at times, but with persistence, there is no limit to what we can achieve. It is this steady, unwavering commitment that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Challenges are often viewed through a lens of discomfort and difficulty. There are situations that require us to push beyond our limits, face uncertainty, and struggle through moments of doubt. However, when we shift our perspective, we begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Every challenge we face presents us with a chance to evolve, to strengthen our capabilities, and to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. One of the most profound ways in which challenges foster growth is by teaching us resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover from setbacks, and to continue moving forward despite difficulties. It is a skill that is developed through experience, and challenges are the perfect teachers of resilience. Every time we face a challenge, we are given an opportunity to build our emotional strength. We learn to manage disappointment, frustration, and fear, and through this process, we develop the inner fortitude needed to face even greater obstacles in the future. The more challenges we confront, the more resilient we become. And this resilience becomes an essential tool for navigating the complexities of life. Facing challenges also allows us to gain new perspectives. When we are too comfortable, we may become set in our ways, seeing the world through a narrow lens. Challenges, however, often demand that we consider alternative viewpoints, explore new ideas, and reconsider our assumptions. The discomfort they bring forces us to question the status quo and encourages us to look at problems from multiple angles. This broader perspective is invaluable as it not only enhances our ability to solve problems, but also helps us become more empathetic and open-minded. Facing challenges also allows us to gain new perspectives. When we are too comfortable, we may become set in our ways, seeing the world through a narrow lens. Challenges, however, often demand that we consider alternative viewpoints, explore new ideas, and reconsider our assumptions. The discomfort they bring forces us to question the status quo and encourages us to look at problems from multiple angles. This broader perspective is invaluable as it not only enhances our ability to solve problems, but also helps us become more empathetic and open-minded. One of the most profound ways in which challenges foster growth is by teaching us resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to recover from setbacks, and to continue moving forward despite difficulties. It is a skill that is developed through experience, and challenges are the perfect teachers of resilience. Every time we face a challenge, we are given an opportunity to build our emotional strength. We learn to manage disappointment, frustration, and fear, and through this process, we develop the inner fortitude needed to face even greater obstacles in the future. The more challenges we confront, the more resilient we become. And this resilience becomes an essential tool for navigating the complexities of life. In addition to building resilience, challenges also teach us the value of perseverance. It's easy to feel motivated when things are going well, but true growth comes from the ability to keep going even when the journey gets tough. Many of the most rewarding accomplishments in life are achieved not by those who are the most talented, but by those who refuse to give up in the face of difficulty. The road to success is rarely straight, and challenges often create roadblocks that force us to reevaluate our strategies and push through obstacles. However, each time we persevere, we gain valuable lessons about persistence, patience, and determination. These lessons can be applied to future challenges, making us more capable and prepared for whatever lies ahead. Challenges also foster the development of new skills, whether it's learning a new technology, mastering a difficult concept, or navigating a complicated situation. Challenges provide an environment where growth is inevitable. In the absence of challenges, we often fail to recognize areas where we could improve. When faced with something unfamiliar or demanding, we are prompted to learn, to practice, and to refine our skills. This constant cycle of learning not only makes us more competent, but also boosts our confidence. As we become more proficient in handling challenges, we begin to trust in our ability to tackle future difficulties, knowing that each new challenge is just another opportunity to learn and grow. While challenges often bring discomfort, they also encourage innovation. When we are forced to find solutions to complex problems, we tap into our creativity and critical thinking skills. We are driven to think outside the box, to experiment with different approaches, and to explore uncharted territory. This process of innovation not only helps us overcome the immediate challenge at hand, but also enhances our ability to think creatively in other areas of life. The ability to innovate is a skill that can be applied to a variety of situations, from professional challenges to personal growth, and it is one of the most valuable skills we can develop in today's rapidly changing world. Additionally, challenges teach us the power of perspective. It is easy to become overwhelmed by a difficult situation. But when we look at the challenge from a different angle, we often realize that it is not as insurmountable as it first seemed. Challenges can seem daunting in the moment, but with time, they often become opportunities to reflect on what truly matters. When we focus on the lessons that can be learned from each challenge rather than the negative aspects, we shift our mindset from one of defeat to one of possibility. This shift in perspective helps us approach future challenges with a sense of hope and curiosity rather than fear and apprehension. Through all of this, challenges also play a critical role in helping us define success. Success is not simply the absence of difficulty, but the ability to navigate and overcome challenges with grace and resilience. By embracing challenges, we redefine what it means to succeed. Success becomes not just the achievement of a goal, but the growth we experience along the way. The obstacles we face are not roadblocks, but integral parts of the journey that make the final achievement even more meaningful. Each challenge adds depth to our understanding of success, reminding us that growth and learning are as important as the destination itself. Ultimately, challenges are opportunities for growth and learning because they force us to engage with the world in new ways. They require us to stretch our abilities, develop new skills, and discover parts of ourselves that we might not have known existed. Through challenges, we become more resilient, adaptable, and capable of navigating the complexities of life. While they may be uncomfortable or difficult in the moment, the rewards that come from overcoming challenges are immeasurable. They shape us into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals, ready to face whatever the future holds. Failure is often seen as a negative outcome, something to be avoided at all costs. In a world that prizes achievement and perfection, failure can be perceived as a mark of incompetence, a sign that we are not good enough or capable of succeeding. However, failure is not the enemy. It is, in fact, one of the most important stepping stones on the path to success. Without failure, success would be hollow and without meaning. It is through failure that we learn, grow, and ultimately achieve the goals we set out to accomplish. At its core, failure is simply a feedback mechanism. It tells us that what we tried didn't work, but it doesn't define who we are. When we fail, it's not a reflection of our worth or ability. It is an indication that we need to reassess, adapt, and keep moving forward. Failure provides us with crucial information: what didn't work, what needs to be changed, and what we can do differently next time. It forces us to reflect on our actions, our decisions, and our strategies, allowing us to course correct and refine our approach. Failure also helps to build resilience. In life, there will always be setbacks, and it is through overcoming failure that we develop the mental toughness needed to face future challenges. Every time we fail and then get back up, we become stronger, more determined, and more capable of handling adversity. Resilience is not something we are born with, it is something we cultivate over time, and failure is one of its greatest teachers. The more we experience failure, the better we become at handling it. We learn not to take it personally, not to allow it to define our identity, but to see it as an opportunity for growth and development. One of the most powerful aspects of failure is its ability to teach us humility. It reminds us that success is not guaranteed, and it is not something that comes without effort, risk, and persistence. Failure forces us to confront our limitations, our imperfections, and our mistakes. It teaches us that no matter how skilled, talented, or prepared we may be, we are not infallible. This awareness of our own fallibility makes us more open to learning, more willing to seek advice, and more receptive to feedback. Failure grounds us in reality, helping us to stay humble even when we achieve success. It is a humbling experience that allows us to develop a balanced perspective on our abilities and our achievements. Moreover, failure is often the catalyst for innovation and creativity. When something doesn't work, we are pushed to think differently. We are forced to step back, reevaluate, and come up with new solutions. This process of trial and error is a fundamental part of creativity. Many of the greatest inventions and breakthroughs in history were born from repeated failures. Thomas Edison, for example, famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his many failed attempts, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's perspective is a powerful reminder that failure is not the end, but an essential part of the creative process. Every failed attempt brings us closer to finding the solution as long as we keep trying, learning, and adapting. Failure also encourages risk-taking. When we are too afraid of failing, we limit ourselves. We stay within our comfort zones and avoid taking the necessary risks that could lead to growth and success. Fear of failure keeps us stuck, paralyzed by the possibility of making a mistake or falling short. However, when we embrace failure as a natural part of the journey, we become more willing to take risks, experiment, and push beyond our limits. When something doesn't work, we are pushed to think differently. We are forced to step back, reevaluate, and come up with new solutions. This process of trial and error is a fundamental part of creativity. Many of the greatest inventions and breakthroughs in history were born from repeated failures. Thomas Edison, for example, famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his many failed attempts, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's perspective is a powerful reminder that failure is not the end, but an essential part of the creative process. Every failed attempt brings us closer to finding the solution as long as we keep trying, learning, and adapting. Failure also encourages risk-taking. When we are too afraid of failing, we limit ourselves. We stay within our comfort zones and avoid taking the necessary risks that could lead to growth and success. Fear of failure keeps us stuck, paralyzed by the possibility of making a mistake or falling short. However, when we embrace failure as a natural part of the journey, we become more willing to take risks, experiment, and push beyond our limits. The fear of failure loses its power over us, and we begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. It is through this willingness to take risks that we open ourselves up to new experiences, new ideas, and new pathways to success. In addition to fostering innovation and risk-taking, failure helps to build perseverance. Success rarely comes easily or quickly. Most people who achieve great things do so after facing numerous obstacles and failures along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is their ability to keep going despite failure. Perseverance is the ability to maintain effort and determination even when the going gets tough. It is the ability to persist in the face of setbacks, disappointment, and frustration. Failure teaches us that success is not immediate, and it encourages us to keep going even when progress seems slow or non-existent. The ability to persevere in the face of failure is what separates those who eventually succeed from those who quit. Failure also provides us with a deeper understanding of our goals. When we fail, it forces us to examine why we wanted something in the first place. Are our goals truly aligned with our values? Do they reflect our true passions, or are they the result of external pressure or societal expectations? Failure provides an opportunity for introspection, allowing us to revisit and refine our goals. Sometimes the failure itself is not the problem, but rather the approach we've taken or the goals we've set. By reflecting on what went wrong, we gain clarity on what we truly want to achieve and how we can better align our efforts with our deeper desires. Furthermore, failure can build confidence. This might sound counterintuitive, but it's true. When we experience failure and then bounce back from it, we build trust in our own abilities. We realize that failure doesn't have to be the end of the road, it's just a part of the journey. Each time we face a setback and overcome it, we grow more confident in our capacity to handle future challenges. We begin to understand that failure is not a sign of weakness, but an inevitable part of the process of achieving something meaningful. Confidence is not built by avoiding failure, but by learning how to face it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. In many ways, failure is a test of character. It challenges us to remain positive, hopeful, and determined in the face of adversity. It is easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but true character is revealed when things don't go as planned. When we fail, we have a choice. We can choose to become discouraged, to blame ourselves or others, or we can choose to see failure as a learning experience and a stepping stone to future success. Our response to failure shapes who we are and determines our ability to bounce back and move forward. Those who choose to learn from failure, to embrace it as part of their journey, are often the ones who ultimately succeed in the long run. Finally, failure connects us to the universal human experience. Everyone, regardless of their achievements or status, has faced failure at some point in their lives. It is an inevitable part of the human condition, and it unites us in our shared vulnerability. When we fail, we realize that we are not alone. Everyone has experienced setbacks, and it is through these failures that we find common ground. This shared experience of failure can foster empathy and compassion, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level. It reminds us that success is not about avoiding failure, but about learning to rise above it, and it's this ability to rise that ultimately defines our success. Failure is not a reflection of our worth, but a stepping stone on the path to success. It provides us with the lessons, insights, and experiences we need to grow, adapt, and ultimately achieve our goals. Through failure, we build resilience, creativity, perseverance, and confidence. It teaches us humility, fosters innovation, and connects us to others in meaningful ways. Rather than fearing failure, we should embrace it, knowing that it is an essential part of the journey towards success. Listen up, my friends, because this is where the magic happens. Winners don't quit not because they never face obstacles, but because they understand something deeper. They know that every challenge, every failure, every setback is nothing more than an invitation to grow, to learn, and to step into their power. When you refuse to quit, you're not just pushing through difficulty, you're shaping your destiny. The road to success is not a straight line. It's filled with bumps, detours, and moments when it feels easier to throw in the towel. But it's in those very moments, those crossroads, that true winners are made, because quitting is the one thing that guarantees you'll never reach your potential. And the only real failure in life is giving up before you've seen the fruit of your effort. So I ask you, how hungry are you for success? How committed are you to your vision? Winners don't quit, they pivot, they adapt, and most importantly, they keep going. When you're in the fight, when you're relentless in your pursuit, there's no way the world can deny you. Remember this, you are capable of greatness, and quitting is never an option. Now get up, take the next step, and keep moving forward. You've got this.